Welcome back to the channel. In this video, right now I'm going to Habitat for Humanity. I'm gonna buy 3 or 4 just practice doors that I can spray on. So our first stop, we're coming up on it now, is Habitat for Humanity. Hopefully we can find some cheap doors in here. All right, here's that Habitat store. We'll go in here and see if they got any good deals. So basically what we're looking for is just something really smooth. It's kind of hard to find in these places because a lot of times there's just a lot of junk here. Like you could see, you know, just this door right here is beat up. This thing's all split. But I'm basically looking for something just smooth, something like this, and I'm not trying to spend a lot of money here. Something like this, or like these are perfect. These right here, these are just like masonite, and then if I get a few of these, that'll be perfect. So I'll go ask him and see what he can do on these, because these are really smooth and they got a lot of them. I don't really want to spend all day digging through a lot of junk here. Awesome. He said he would give me these things for $5 a piece. They're usually 10, but I was like, hey, can I get them for 5? He's like, yeah, I'll do that. Okay, so I think I'm gonna get 3 of these. And I can always paint the backs of them too. So with 3 of these and the back, that's 6 options for painting. I don't think I'm gonna get through that today, but this is a good start. 3 doors. And that's freaking cheap, 15 bucks. I couldn't even buy like 2 sheets of 4x8 masonite for that. So we'll get out of here. Don't judge me on how dirty the bed of this truck is. We've been going non-stop. It's like, what? I thought you were off for like 2 weeks. What's that? 3. Oh no, I'm good. Do y'all just drop stuff off here?
We're gonna sit out. If anybody wants it, they can have it.
Yeah, I drop stuff off here too. Yeah, like.
Yeah, we work here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Cool. So we made our stop at Sherwin-Williams. We're back at my house now in my garage. We kind of set up this booth here to spray these 3 doors and give this a shot. The first thing I'm going to do though with my sprayer is run some denatured alcohol through it, because I got that shellac based bin primer and I need to kind of flush out the pump armor that was in the system already. We got our 3 doors ready to go. We screwed in sticks from Home Depot, paint stir sticks, so they're not leaning against the plastic. And we got our paint samples. Our first sample, we got 3 paint samples, 1 for each door. Our first sample is going to be Sherwin-Williams ProClassic oil-based paint. And this paint right here is network gray and satin. Now every paint that I'm going to show you that we're going to use for these samples is going to be network gray and satin. The reason we went with this network gray is because we feel like it's the most neutral color on the color chart to show you on camera like how smooth they're gonna look. So that's why we went with that. And then with satin, we went with because all trim paint usually is in satin. And that's what we like to use the most, is satin. Not semi-gloss. A lot of people use semi-gloss. We're fans of satin. Okay, next up, next choice we went with was ProClassic Waterborne Alkyd. This is network gray as well, and satin. This is a really top of the line trim paint that a lot of people believe in. We're gonna see what it does for us in this experiment. Next one we went with was Emerald from Sherwin-Williams, network gray satin. And this is a urethane trim enamel. And a lot of people swear by this stuff too. The reason we went with these paints and we didn't go with some off the wall kind of paint, and we didn't go with a lacquer, is because these are easy accessible paints that are available to everyone, And we are not really going to spray lacquer-based paints in someone's home while they're living there. It's pretty harsh stuff. It's mostly used on cabinets. I'm just saying, like 90% of the time, we're gonna go to Sherwin-Williams, get a high quality paint, and then use that. So first thing I gotta do though is prime these doors with Ben Shellac primer. I'm gonna give them a light sanding with the sanding sponge. They're already pretty smooth. Put some tack cloth, run it all over them, make sure they're dust free. And then I'm gonna shoot this with the Ben primer. So that is what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna take a 3M sanding sponge and some tack cloth. And these are already smooth, but I'm gonna smooth them out even more and clean up all that dust. All right, so that's all it took, was just a real quick sanding with the sanding sponge. It's a fine sanding sponge, again, made by 3M. And this tack cloth, if you don't know what tack cloth is, it's basically, what I think of it as, it's just like an oil-based rag. It's just a real sticky rag, and it's made to pick up any debris or dust that is in the area. So I'll run this across these doors and pick up any of that dust and debris that I just sanded off. And as you work with this thing, this tack cloth, you can see that right there. That's all the dust just from that. And your eye would never really even see that. But I'm gonna go ahead and like fold it each time. So I have like a, kind of like a fresh side for each door. So it doesn't make it like clump up and get real dirty. And after I prime it, after the primer dries, the primer takes 45 minutes to dry. I'm gonna do the same exact process before I shoot it with the top coat. So at this point we have everything sanded and tacked, and now I'm suited up, got my primer ready in the gun, and I'm gonna get my respirator on, and we're gonna go ahead and prime these doors. All right, so there's that coat of primer. And yeah, that smells pretty strong. Probably need to get out of here. And we're gonna let this dry. It says we need to let it dry for 45 minutes, but honestly, in this Texas heat, probably like 5 minutes. I don't know if you can see the sweat just pouring off of me. It is just crazy out here, guys. It's like 107 degrees, and we're in my garage that has no AC. All right, guys, so here's what we're looking at with the first coat of primer. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put another coat on it. I'm gonna sand in between coats. I'm gonna do the exact same process with the sanding sponge and then with the tack cloth. And we're gonna see how this is gonna come out. But hopefully you could see that light bouncing off right there. I got good coverage, but I definitely wanna put another coat on these. So I'm gonna do that right now. Tell me down in the comments how I'm doing on my speed. Much better. Well, that's 2 coats of primer, and now I just need to sand it. Dang, that's smooth. I don't even think I gotta sand it. Oh wait, yeah, I gotta sand it. So this is the waterborne alkyd, also known as hybrid. water-based acrylic alkyd. I say waterborne alkyd because that's like what Benjamin Moore calls theirs. But we'll start with this one. I think I can do it with that. We're gonna find out. Primed. So I'm gonna start with this one. So looking at this door that I just sprayed with that ProClassic Hybrid, it has some texture to it. It's hanging really good, but it's not completely smooth. So we're gonna let this one dry. We're just doing one coats. We're just seeing what we're working with here. So I'm gonna clean the sprayer out. We're gonna move on to this one, and we're gonna use the Emerald Urethane. And a little update on the first door. That ProClassic is actually leveling out a little bit. So maybe we spoke too soon, but I'm still not happy with it. It's still, it could be better, so I'll just say that. But next door is gonna be Emerald Urethane. And if I learned anything from that door is that I'm gonna move slower on here. So let's get it. Oh yeah. With me moving slower, it looks like it's got a really nice coat on it. It's hanging well. I don't know if they always just look kind of like orange peely in the beginning and they have to dry, but that's it for that one. We're gonna wait. That was me moving with my hand moving slower. I'm gonna clean the sprayer out again and we're gonna go to the oil. Now, since I still have blank canvases on the back side of these, I will probably repeat this experiment. If you know of any other things, maybe we'll try the Benjamin Moore waterborne alkyd. But yeah, this is kind of what we're working with right here. We'll let that one dry and give you an update on that. Okay, so that's gonna do it for these three doors. We sprayed the first one with the ProClassic water-based acrylic alkyd, the second one with the Emerald Urethane, and the third one with the ProClassic oil-based. Everything satin, everything network gray. If you wanna know what sprayer I was using my Graco GX19 Finish Pro. I made a video about it yesterday. I'll leave a link in the description for that video. But overall, just first impressions, from what I can see, it looks to me like the Emerald Urethane is gonna be the winner on this one. For as far as like filling, I can't really tell with the oil. The oil's kind of like out of the competition for now. I'll have to update you on that. But I did want to spray oil and the hybrid and the urethane because I wanted to get a feel for like what everyone says. A lot of people hate oil. You know, I'm kind of right there with you. I have a love-hate relationship with oil. I love to brush oil, but as far as like spraying it and the fumes and even the fumes of brushing, it's kind of irritating. Homeowners don't like it. As far as like the way these look, Emerald is looking better than the ProClassic. I like the satin of the Emerald more. You know, they're supposed to be both satin, they're supposed to be the same, but the satin of the Emerald looks better. The filling of the Emerald is so much better than this ProClassic, and that could be operator, error or whatever you want to call it, because I sprayed this door really quick and then I took my time on this one and kind of put a heavier coat. But I'll give you an update on this one, but right now I think Emerald. If we had a job coming up where we're going to be spraying wainscoting, I'm going to be going for Emerald. So yeah, that's going to do it for this video. If you want to know about any of the stuff that I used in this video, sanding sponges, tack cloth, sprayer, everything. I'll put a link in the description because I know people are gonna probably have questions about that. But also critique me in the comments below. I'm looking for it. So what would you do different? What would you do the same? And hopefully, if you're new to this, hopefully you learn something about painting. And you know, this is part of finished carpentry. The painting of architectural millwork and the coating of this trim work that we're doing and staining, I love that part of it. So I love the woodwork part of it and the painting part of it. And it's about a 50-50 split for me. I love installing and I love finishing. But I love both of it. And I'm on a mission to find this silky smooth finish. And yeah, we'll see what I can come up with. But thanks for watching this video and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.